Okay, good evening. Welcome to the Board of Trustees regular board meeting for May 23rd, 2022. Call the meeting to order at 4:01. We're at the Bob Burton Performing Arts Center, Fallbrook Union High School, 2400 South Stagecoach Lane, Fallbrook, California, 92028. We'll be starting with closed session. Topics could include public employee discipline, dismissal and release, government section code 54957, conference with legal counsel pending litigation, government section code 54956.9D1, conference with legal counsel, anticipated litigation, significant exposure to litigation pursuant to government section code 54956.9D2, conference with labor negotiators, government section code 54957.6. Our district negotiator, Ilza Garza Gonzalez, superintendent, employee organizations, FHSTA and SEIU. And third would be unrepresented employees, classified management, certified management, and confidential employees. And then the last closed session item may be superintendent contract. We now have an opportunity for members of the public to address the board on any of the items described in this agenda for the closed session. We will have an opportunity later for open session items, and that's government section code 54954.3. Seeing nobody in the audience, we will adjourn to closed session. All right, good evening, everybody. Welcome to the open session of the Board of Directors meeting for the Fallbrook Union High School District. Again, we're at the Bob Burton Performing Arts Center, Fallbrook, California, 2400 South Stagecoach Lane. And we're going to start with a flag salute. If we could all stand, please. And Damien's going to lead us with that. Damien.
Ready, salute. I
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America. All right, thank you. Roll call. Board of Trustees, Eddie Jones, President. I am present. Diane Summers, Vice President.
Present.
Oscar Carlampio, Clerk.
Present.
Ilana Serling, Trustee.
Present.
And Lita Tavish, Trustee.
Present.
Superintendent Ilsa Garza Gonzalez,
Present.
present. Student representatives, Damon Gallegos,
Present.
present, and Savannah Hamath.
Present.
All right. Announcement, all open sessions of the Board of Trustees are recorded and streamed in real time at www.fuhsd.net. An informal review of the governing team's norms. The Board of Trustees' approved norms are that we be respectful, be approachable, be open-minded, be communicative with no surprises, be willing to listen, be prepared, and be trustworthy. Report from closed session. 5 items here. First one is Public Employee Discipline Dismissal, Release Government Section Code 54957. Nothing, no, this is B or A?
A.
A, okay. In a vote of 5-0, the board voted to accept the resignation of employee number 636882. Item B, conference with legal counsel pending litigation, government section code 54956.9 D1, nothing to report. Conference with legal counsel anticipated litigation. Significant exposure litigation, government section code 54956.9 D2, nothing to report. D, conference with legal negotiators, government section code 54957.6, district negotiator Isla Garza Gonzalez, superintendent, employer organizations, FHSTA and SEIU, and unrepresented employees, classified management, certified management, and confidential employees. All those, nothing to report. And the final one is the superintendent contract, nothing to report at this time. Now move to the next section to adopt the agenda. Do I have a motion or any additions to the agenda?
I move that the board adopts the agenda for the regular meeting of May 23rd, 2022.
I second.
Tavish and Sterling. Student representatives, call for the vote.
Aye.
Ms. Gallegos, aye. Ms. Hamath?
Aye.
Aye. Mr. Carlampio?
Aye.
Aye. Ms. Jones says aye. Ms. Sterling?
Aye.
Ms. Summers?
Aye.
And Ms. Tavish.
Aye.
All right. Presentation on spring athletics with Mr. Pat Walker.
There we go. Again, thank you very much for having me here. It's been quite a year, to be honest with you, probably the most successful year in athletics I've ever seen. And spring, it just keeps going. I'm going to start out, I'm waiting for them to, actually, here we go. Should be coming up pretty quick here. But once it comes up, I just want to say this has been a record for scholar athletes.
Tony, I think we lost the mic again.
Beautiful. So, I'm back. We had, again, over 180 scholar athletes, which is amazing for the year. And we had 5 players of the year in sports, which is, again, it's been a phenomenal year. So I'm going to start out with spring, and like I said, it's been just as successful. Okay, here we go. Softball. They are still playing. They're going to be playing in the semifinals. Their overall record was 8-14. They were 2-8 in league. It doesn't sound great, but it's a really tough league. And because of that, our power rankings were high, and that's why we're in the Division 5 semifinals. Senior Bailey Howley was the Valley League Player of the Year and a first-team All-League selection. She is committed to the University of North Dakota, and she's leading the team academically with a 4.0 GPA, which is awesome. Freshman pitcher Hannah Winton, daughter of our team doctor, led the league with 138 strikeouts. She was selected to the first-team All-League team. The team also had 1 second-team All-League player who is a sophomore, so they're very young. And they, again, are currently in the playoffs and the semis, hunting for the Division 5 title. Their team GPA was 2.55. Baseball, overall record of 18-14 and 5-7, and probably the most challenging Valley League I've ever seen in my life. All of these games that we've played seem like one-run games or extra inning games. We are currently headed for the CIF semifinal game tomorrow at Oceanside against the #1 seed. We are very young. We have 2 freshmen that are starting, 4 sophomores, and some great senior leadership. So the key is the team is resilient. We've won 6 out of 7 games, 6 out of 9 games in the last inning or extra innings. The all-league meetings are tonight for baseball. We're going to have multiple selections without a doubt. Won the Lions Tournament Championship the first time this century. It's a big deal. It's teams from all over the nation come and play. We were down 3 runs in the final inning, and they scored 4 to win, which is incredible, and they had the big celebration on the field. It was awesome. I'm proud of this. The team raised 2,400 pounds of food for the Fallbrook Food Pantry. I thought that was so neat. And then we have a little GPA contest going with athletics and other teams, so we're right there with a 3.16 GPA. Boys and girls track, female athlete of the year for the Valley League. Male athlete of the year for the Valley League. Amazing. Boys finished 3rd in league and the girls finished 4th. 18 of our student athletes moved on to the CIF prelims. Rose Wagner set a new school record in pole vault and is, love it, and is currently ranked 3rd in D2 CIF. She's moving on to state. She was also one of our scholar athletes. I went to the breakfast. It was an awesome deal that they have. Seeing so many kids going to colleges and the energy in that room with all the North County schools and San Diego schools, it's wonderful. She, like I said, selected to the HSSA Scholar Athlete Award. She was the MVP. Girls team GPA 3.28 and the boys was 3.22. Pretty awesome. Boys swim. Overall record of 8-2 and the Valley League co-league champs. They won the league championship meet. They had 5 swimmers who were first team all league. 7th place finish in Division 1. 1 CIF D1 champion in the 50 free. 2 CIF 3rd place finishes in the relays. Set 2 new school records in the 200 and the 400. I've never changed records so much in my life in the record board. I mean, it's crazy. 1 individual and 2 relay qualified for CIF, and then their team GPA was 3.08. Girls swim went undefeated in league, won the Valley League Championship. They had a league champion in the 100 breaststroke and a league champion in diving, and their team GPA was 3.19. Girls lacrosse, they finished 16-3. They had the highest number of wins in the county. They were second in the Valley League, 4-2. They were seeded 7th in the playoffs, which was a tough seed because they ended up having to play Sage Creek, who was really good. So they won in the first round against Point Loma, and then they lost in the second round. 2 first-team All-League players, 3 second-team All-League players, and 4 honorable mentions, and their team GPA was 3.19. Boys lacrosse finished 14-7. They were the Valley League runner-up with a 4-1 record. They lost in the CIF quarterfinals. They had 5 athletes selected to the first-team All-League, 4 second-team All-League, and their team GPA was 2.98. Boys volleyball finished 17-15. They tied for second in league. They lost in the first round of CIF playoffs. That team ended up winning the CIF championship. They had 7 players selected to the all-academic team, and 2 players were selected to the first-team All-League, 1 player selected to second-team All-League, and their team GPA was 3.15. I love the guy in the middle. He just looks so proud and happy. I just love that picture. Boys golf, they had 5 wins and 11 losses and 2 ties. All these players are returning next year. We just got to get them some uniforms for the picture, and they look a little better. Two players, Josh Gomez and Ashton Hanna, qualified for the CIF tournament, and their team GPA was 3.02. Boys tennis were 10-7 overall and 7-3 in league, and they tied for second. They had 3 first-team All-League players and 3 second-team All-League selections. Lost in the D2 CIF playoffs in the first round. Had 3 individuals move on to CIF for the championships, and their team GPA was 3.58. And finally, gymnastics. This was a young team. We're trying to build gymnastics, that program up. But just a solid young coach who's trying their best. But we had 1 senior went to the Avocado League Championship, and 1 senior went to CIF for vault, and then the team GPA was 3.19. Lots of sports in the spring and lots going on, but that will do it for spring sports. Any questions for me?
Thank you. Good to hear. And again, special shout out to the fundraising for the food pantry. I think that's really special.
It
Thank
was
you.
neat, yeah. Awesome. Thank you, guys.
Wait a minute, what time?
oh.
Tomorrow, the baseball game. What
Yeah.
high school and what time?
So Oceanside High School
Yep.
at 4 o'clock.
You got it, thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, next we have a recognition session.
Yes, for the next 3 items, if I could invite the board to step down from the stage so that you can award the certificates and plaques and all of the goodies that we have. And then for the next 3 sections or recognitions, as I call your name, if you could step towards the bottom, coming on your right-hand side. Anyone wishing to take pictures, there will be a pause for pictures. Closer to the table, please. So we're going to start off recognizing our retirees. We're going to start off with our classified staff. We only have 1 retiree, Mr. Norman Engstrom, who is here tonight. Very happy to see you again. You can come down. Mr. Engstrom was a paraprofessional for Fallbrook Union High School District from 2001 to 2021. He is a Marine for life. He was in the Special Forces unit while he served in the military. and although he never married, he was very close to his sister and nephew. Norm was always very dependable and had an excellent attendance record here at Fallbrook High School. He would volunteer and participate in ASB leadership camps and in prom. Quiet and loyal to the bone, a protector for all, and a truly humble man. Thank you, Mr. Engstrom, for all of the years that you dedicated to Fallbrook Union High School District. You are missed. And we have 3 retirees from our certificated staff. The first one could not be here tonight. It is Mr. John Nellis. He was is a life and physical science teacher who spent most of his career at Fallbrook High School. This year he is at Ivy High School and will be retiring in June. Mrs. Mary Reisman. I don't know if Mrs. Reisman is here with us tonight. Okay. Mrs. Reisman also retired in October and had served at Fallbrook High School since 1998. She is married, has 2 beautiful twin daughters. Her husband was in the military. She loves nature and hiking, structured and thorough and by the book. Dedicated and passionate about her job, her students were always number 1 for her. Generous and kind to all she worked with, she worked in every position that we have in our special education department here at Fallbrook High School. And next we have another mid-year retiree, Lieutenant Colonel Bill Wade, retired from Fallbrook Union High School District in December of 2021. He was commissioned a second lieutenant in June 1989 via the Naval Reserve Officers Training Corps program at the University of San Diego and San Diego State University. After completion of the basic school in Quantico, Virginia, he assumed the duties as an aircraft maintenance officer at Marine Aviation Logistics Squadron 13 in Yuma, Arizona. In 1991, he was transferred to MALS 39, Camp Pendleton, to work in the light attack helicopter community. In 1993, he competed Marine Corps wide and was accepted into the Naval Aviation Program. He subsequently graduated with his wings in April 1995 and returned to Camp Pendleton to fly the UH-1N Huey gunship. While assigned to Marine Light Attack Helicopter Squadron 267, he deployed numerous times and participated in contingency operations in the Horn of Africa, Red Sea, Yemen, and the North Arabian Gulf region. In 2002, Major Wade was accepted to Marine Corps Command and Staff College in Quantico, Virginia. Upon graduation, he was assigned to Headquarters Combat Development Command and the Pentagon, where he worked in the new UH-1Y and AH-1Z helicopter program and the Presidential Helicopter Program. In 2004, Major Wade was ordered to Multinational Security Transition Command Iraq, where he spent 8 months embedded with the Iraqi military as a trainer and advisor in combat operations in the Al-Basra province. He returned to Iraq 2 more times, this time in his primary job as a pilot with HMLA 367 and later with HMLA 369. Upon his return from Iraq in 2009, Lieutenant Colonel Wade was assigned as the executive officer for Marine Corps Air Station Camp Pendleton. There he was additionally assigned to the VIP Transport Squadron at Miramar, California, and flew the Marine Corps VIP Cessna Citation Jet. After a great career and 25 years of active duty service, Lieutenant Colonel Wade decided to retire in 2013. After flying with JetBlue Airways for 2 years, he decided that driving a bus in the air was not challenging enough. He then decided to focus his efforts within his community and started the Marine Corps Junior ROTC program at Fallbrook Union High School District in the 2015-16 school year. The program began in earnest in the fall of 2016. Lieutenant Colonel Wade established a strong foundation for the program and was instrumental in the hiring of Chief Warrant Officer Smith and Master Sergeant Weezar, who have taken over the leadership in that program. He and his wife, Ann, have been married for 33 years. They have 2 children, McKenna, who is an ensign in the United States Navy and attending medical school at Walter Reed Bethesda Medical Center in Maryland. Their youngest daughter, Grace, graduated from UC Berkeley with a degree in legal studies. Retirement does not come easy to Lieutenant Colonel Wade, and he is currently working as a flight instructor at the local airport. Thank you for your service. We would now like to recognize the student board representatives for the 2021-2022 school year. Samantha Homet served as the representative for Oasis High School and also provided information to the board on Ivy High School. Samantha is graduating early. She is only a junior, and she will be attending Cal Maritime and majoring in business this fall. Congratulations, Samantha. And we would like to also recognize the student board representative for Fallbrook High School, Damon Gallegos. Damon will be attending Chico State and majoring in animal science. Thank you, Damon, for your service. Now we are going to recognize our seniors who are graduating with a 4.0 and above. I would like to start off by recognizing our valedictorian, Marco Arias, who has a GPA of 4.4961. Marco is the son of 2 local educators. His mother, Anna Arias, works for the elementary school district, and his father, Marco Arias, is a social science teacher with Fallbrook High School, as well as the cross-country and track and field coach. Marco will be attending MIT this fall. Congratulations, Marco. Next, we would like to recognize our salutatorian, Jet Lehman. Jet is graduating with a GPA of 4.4762, and he will be attending UCLA this fall. Congratulations, Jet. So as I call out the rest of the students, if you are here, please make your way to the front for recognition. As someone whose name has been mispronounced their entire life, I am letting you know now that I will make an error, and if I do, you are more than welcome to step up to the mic before being recognized and pronounce your name correctly. Yareli Albino Bautista. Sofia Badillo. Badillo. And once you receive your award, you can go back to your seat. There's not enough room for everyone. Brianna Beeth. Jessica Besney. Kayla Black. Juliana Blas. Alex Brown. Erin Burnett Dahl. Jacqueline Ceja. Armando Corona. Ashlyn Craven. Rayleigh Cuellar Rodriguez. Ethan Ellefson. Dylan Guard. Paige Gartner. Madeline Golden. Samuel Grantham. Alexandra Guadarrama. Guadalupe Jimenez Tovar. Naya Kernick. Viviana Lastly. Sarah Latimer. Monica Lopez Mendez. Ava McMillan. Adriana Madrigal. Adriana Madrigal. Carl Mayer. Alex Martinez. Lisette Munoz. John Norman. Amy Osuna. Tiana Padilla. Itzareli Palma Castillo. Natalie Riley. Maylee Risco. Edgar Rojas. Bianca Romano. Nolan Sim. Rose Wagner. And Daniel Winton. Seniors, congratulations on all of your hard work. One last ask, if you could please gather together in the lobby. The reporter from the Village News, Mr. Monroe, is here. He will be able to take a picture, and then I will send him the names so that you can get all of the recognition that you deserve. Thank you.
Okay, thank you for that. That's really wonderful to be able to see all those achievements end of the year. That's good. Good thing we went with Bill Wade's abbreviated resume, huh? Next section, public comment. The Fallbrook Union High School District of Education encourages and invites the public to comment on agenda and non-agenda items. Individual speakers will be limited to 3 minutes. Total public input on any one subject will be limited to 20 minutes. The president may increase or decrease time allotted with board consent as per board bylaws 9323. Per legislation AB 1291, the board will give twice the allotted time to members of the public who utilize translation technology or assistance in addressing the board. Comments on non-agenda items will be heard at this time. Comments on agenda items may be taken at this time or when that agenda item is discussed by the board. Speakers will be called in the order by topic and when the card was submitted. The district's silence should not be mistaken for agreement with public comment. Rather, the board remains silent to comply with California law, avoid legal entanglements, or to protect the privacy of those involved. Please be assured that any serious allegations have been or will be investigated thoroughly. Any responses from the board may occur during board member comments. Members of the audience are expected to refrain from any conduct intended to harass or intimidate other members of the public. We all request that everyone be respectful and courageous and courteous during tonight's meeting.
We have one verbal comment, public comment, Sherry Weishart on administration. They can still hear you in the lobby.
I wanted to come tonight because it's the last board meeting I'll be able to go to this school year. My summer's about to get really busy with a senior and a wedding and a whole plus we're finding new school board candidates, so that'll be fun. I did want to take this opportunity to thank the administration at Fallbrook High School. I have had the wonderful opportunity of having meetings for one reason or another with Ms. Jones, Ms. Gardner, with Mr. Martinez, and with Mr. Brust, the ASB director. And I want to applaud them for their extraordinary effort this school year, not only to improve communication with us as parents, but to provide a sense of normalcy for our kids coming back to school. In working to create overall just a more cohesive school environment, even before COVID, it felt very separate, very isolated. If you were, in athletics or if you were in academics, you were not. It wasn't together, and it's felt much more that way since we've come back. And I really want to applaud them all. I know the road has been hard, and parents are unforgiving and angry, and so I wanted to make sure to thank them. Their openness and their honesty in the challenges that they face make it easier for all of us to work together to have a better environment for our children, which honestly is, of course, our top priority. So I wanted to let you all know that as a parent who's, in the mom corps out there, we all appreciate everything that they've done for us, for our kids. On a minor little side note, I did also want to ask that in the spirit of that support of our children, I wish that you would all support the agenda action item tonight, number 3, and allow those students that have been chosen to represent their peers here on the school board be allowed to fully do so by making those motions on agenda items. That's it. Thank you.
Thank you, and enjoy your summer. Okay, communication reports. Report from student board representatives. Who'd like to go first?
Okay, good evening. The only report tonight is that to let everybody know that Oasis will be having 31 graduates, while Ivy will be having 51 graduates. I just wanted to congratulate all of the graduates who are walking, because it is a big step into the real world. And I also want to thank the board for the opportunity to be here and the great experience I've had. So thank you.
All right. So mine's a little bit longer than that, but we all expected that coming from me. I'm going to start with our student body. First of all, our prom was actually a really good success. A lot of student feedback said that students really enjoyed it. They enjoyed going to the event. They enjoyed everything going on. So I think that is really great. Last Friday, we had our ASB awards ceremony to recognize students for CTE pathways in both clubs and other programs. So it was really great to get to recognize those students. I will admit we had our flaws, but I think overall our goal of recognizing those students truly went through. And then Senior Sunset is this week. It is on Wednesday from 6 to 8. The ASB is very excited to present that, and it's looking to be a really great event. I did have a note in sports, just that softball and baseball have their CIF championships this week, but we heard a good amount of that from Mr. Walker. Next up in clubs, I just have two things. I know last time I mentioned that the FFA was hosting a youth fair and plant sale. And I can say that those also were a success. We had about 35 exhibitors between the Fallbrook FFA and the Fallbrook 4-H. So it's always really great to come together, especially in that preparation for the junior livestock auction that's going to be put on June 26th at the fair. And then secondly, the drama club put on a show that was really well received. It was a super fun little show. So I just want to mention that. And then I have a couple just little things. Senior finals are coming up next week on the 1st and the 2nd, so seniors are really getting ready for those. All of the summer school applications are now in the counseling office, so if you're a parent out there who's interested in your student getting enrolled in summer school, there is that. May is Mental Health Month, and although May is coming to an end, our counselors are still trying to do the most that they can to really promote the well-being of students' mental health. They have booths out at the Bowl both this Thursday and next Thursday to help students. And then again, with helping students, our Warrior Way that we have from 3 to 5, that includes late buses, is offering homework help to help all those students really boost their grades and just show what they know on those finals. And then finally, I would just like to issue out a message from myself and congratulate all of our graduates throughout the entire district, not just Fallbrook High School, because like Savannah said, it's truly an accomplishment to be able to graduate from high school, and it's so great to be able to see so many of my peers being able to graduate. So that's truly great. And then again, on a personal note, I did want to thank all of you for the amazing experience that I've had here. Although I will say that in certain parts it's been troubling, overall it's been an amazing experience for me in learning about civic government and school boards and just everything like that. So I would like to issue a thank you to all of you, Mr. Jones, Ms. Summers, all of our board trustees, Ms. Garza Gonzalez, and then Ms. Medford, as well as my dynamic duo partner in crime, Ms. Hameth. So yeah, I'd like to thank you all guys, and I look forward to seeing what's to come for you all. So thank you.
Thank you very much. Superintendent Report.
Yes, so before I begin my official report, I want to add that on Saturday, I attended the Junior ROTC recognition and awards and their field day. And all of the cadets were sitting, paying attention, and all of a sudden, you see them start getting out of their seats and being emotional, and we all thought, what's going on? And what was going on is Lieutenant Colonel Wade had stepped on the field. And they all forgot why they were there and who they were supposed to listen to. And there was a long line of students, of cadets, waiting to say hello to Lieutenant Colonel Wade. From there, I went to our cooking class that we are sponsoring in partnership with the Food Pantry and tasted the most amazing green chili enchiladas, as well as cupcakes from the box, but with a couple secret ingredients. They're just amazing. And then I went over to FFA, and I have some beautiful plants at home now, thanks to the plant sale. So for this next part, I'm going to be stepping away from the mic and moving over to the side here because I need to be able to control the computer, but then I will be back. And there is a microphone, so you'll be able to hear the rest of my report. So sometimes when you want to do things really well, you have to go a little slow. And the website, there was a lot of sense of urgency. When I first got here, there was a big improvement. Unfortunately, the company that hosted our website started doing more than just websites, which took away from the quality of and the ease of using a website. So I spoke to our director of IT, Drew Tippin, gave him a few leads, and he went to work, and I now would like for you to see the new Fallbrook Union High School District website. And there we go. We did a soft launch last week. This is the district website. There is ease of use, ease to maintain it, and you'll probably notice no stock pictures. These are all photographs of our district and of our schools. So this is the district page. If we go to the top here, you'll see the About Us information. Again, no stock photos, little bit of information. These are our students. And we struggled a bit because when the photos were taken, it was when we had to wear masks in the classroom, et cetera. So you'll still see a lot of that, but we have a lot of excellent photographers, both amongst our students, amongst our staff, and of course, with Jeff Pack, who updates a lot of our information on social media, direct link to our YouTube channel with the alma mater. And if you go to district, down to Fallbrook, there is the high school with the new outdoor amphitheater. Again, our students, our teachers, our classrooms in the photos. And again, Drew Tippin and his staff just have wonderful ideas. And one of the things that I love is if you go to About Fallbrook, History of Fallbrook High School, you find all sorts of historical information because we know how important this high school is to the community. So information on how it started, as you can see, athletics have been a part of Fallbrook since the beginning, as well as music and art, academics. And I know one of the requests from one of our trustees is, could we include pictures of our staff? So we are still uploading pictures, but let me see, there was, Here's the P department, and then if I go to, I think it was, help me out, Mr. Tippin. Where's the staff directory? Contact us? Yeah. I found it really easily last time. Faculty and staff. Oh, there it is. Let me see. So you could enter a staff member's name or just click here. Or maybe I click over here. There we go. And we have pictures.
Thank you so much. I really like this.
Our counselors, it just gives it a more personal touch.
Yeah.
And we've done the same for Ivy. Again, moving away from the stock photographs, which is something that this particular company specializes in. Ivy's the only school with a photo class. And the same for Oasis. So we are still doing things to bring the information up to date, but again, much more user-friendly. I think it gives a better feel of who we are and what we have to offer our students. So. So a huge thank you. And let me see. A huge thank you to the Information Technology Department under the leadership of Drew Tippin, who have been working on this. Olga Serrano, instrumental in updating the website, and again, very easy to use. And again, just thank you for all of the hard work, Mr. Tippin, and please pass that thank you on to the rest of your staff.
Thank you very much. That looks really wonderful. One of the conversations you and I have had over and over is, what can we do to take the good work happening at the school and putting it out there for the public to see? The website looks really phenomenal. Those photographs, our staff, our students, our area, very well done. My dad did a lot of photography, so those were good pictures. So thank you, everybody responsible for that. Thank you very much.
I incorporated the summer school report that was requested at the last board meeting into my superintendent report. So here is the information that we have. Summer school as well as extended school year begin on June 13th and end on July 21st. We are starting from 8:35 to 1:45 to start getting our students used to that later start time for the year. We do have summer school at the high school, but it's open to Ivy and Oasis students as well. We provide transportation as well as no-cost breakfast and lunch for all students. And this year we do have a summer school coordinator, Mr. Marco Arias, who is working under the supervision of site administrators. Staffing that is dedicated to summer school is listed here. So in years past, we did not have a counselor for the entire 6 weeks. That is something that we are doing this year so that they can continue to assist students and students that are enrolling throughout the year. And we have also added student tutors. It worked very well last year, although we hired a lot of college tutors. This time we really are focusing on our seniors that have just graduated, as well as current juniors and seniors who participate in the peer-to-peer tutoring program on campus so that they can make a little bit of extra money while they work in the classroom. Most of the offerings that we have are remediation courses. They are intended for students that have failed one or both semesters of a core academic class, as well as available to a student who would like to remediate a D for college entrance purposes. So although they do not get additional credit for repeating a course, if they can improve their grade from that D, they can become A through G eligible. For our students in AVID, dual immersion, and our English language learners, we do offer a physical education class, both sessions. And the reason that we offer PE to both AVID, dual immersion, and English language learners is these students have impacted schedules, and it's very difficult for them to fit in all 6 classes that they need and continue to be a part of the program if we don't find a way to make room for all of those classes. So they get PE out of the way, which makes room for either AVID or an ELD class or the dual language immersion program. We are also offering a 2-session course for students who are currently enrolled in Integrated Math 1A and who want to start in Integrated Math 2 in the fall. And this is the only course where students have to commit to both sessions in order to move ahead in math. For students currently enrolled in English language development, as well as newcomers that are starting at Fallbrook High School in the fall, we are offering English language development. We know that practice makes perfect, and by continuing to offer the students an opportunity to develop their English language, they're better prepared to continue with their academic courses in the fall. For incoming 9th graders that we have identified as needing or requiring academic support, we offer high school success in English, language arts, and math. For our juniors and seniors, we offer online credit recovery courses. They can make up more than one course each session. And finally, for those seniors that are within 15 credits of graduation, we do offer our Senior Promote program. And if they are able to complete those 15 credits that they need to graduate, there is a summer graduation ceremony that is held on the last day of summer school. And I believe that this year it will be held in the outdoor amphitheater. They receive the Fallbrook High School, Ivy High School, Oasis High School diploma, depending on what school they attended, and they are counted as graduates in our count. And the diploma is not in any way marked so that it indicates that they graduated during the summer. Extended school year is for our special education, for students who are receiving special education services and who have extended school year listed in their IEP. We are offering all programs, moderate, severe, our bridge program, our SEAS program, our non-public school NIPSA program, as well as adaptive PE. And we have one course that is not listed, but the food pantry has a grant, and they have partnered with Fallbrook High School District to offer a cooking class during our Saturday Academy. They will be offering the same class on Tuesdays this summer after summer school to any student that is interested, and the goal or the focus is for students to learn about sustainable foods as well as learn how to eat healthy and cook healthy, and how nutrition is a big part of a healthy lifestyle. Students who have not signed up for summer school that wish to enroll in summer school can do so up to the first day of each session. We recommend that they not wait. If they wait until the first day, they could be placed on a waiting list and not get into a classroom. So the sooner they enroll, the better. For more information, students should contact their counselor or visit our website, which does have a summer school tab listed. Any questions?
Yeah, thank you for the report. It's really great getting that information. I do have 2 questions. Number one, when will students receive their schedules classes for summer school? So they can enroll now, or meet with their counselor, but when will they receive their schedule?
So they enroll in summer school. They are told if they are in the class, and then the first day of summer school, we have the class boards, so that they go up and look at what classroom they're in, but they receive confirmation that they are in summer school via email.
They'll receive the confirmation via email, but then they can come to campus and then see.
And then on the first day, they can check and see where their classroom is. All administrators are also out on that first day helping students get around. And if they haven't enrolled, we have a location for them to go in order to get in. If they're on a waiting list, they usually wait about 2 or 3 hours because we have to figure out who hasn't shown up and see if there's room for another student to enter.
But students are aware about the dates, right? That way they know when to plan trips with family and stuff.
They are aware of the dates. The summer school applications have been available since April. And I know that Mr. Gray and Mrs. Jones have both sent out reminders, and counselors are continuing to call students into their offices to let them know you need to remediate a D, or you are short this many credits, and we are offering the course in summer school. Please sign up.
Thank you. Second question. So our ELs will have the opportunity to recover classes, right? We're able to take classes for recovery purposes. If they are EL 1 and 2s, would they also have paras to support them in those mainstream classes like they do now?
Yes, we have special education paraprofessionals in our special education classes in ESY, and we have bilingual language tutors in our ELD classes, as well as some of our core academic classes, and then we have student tutors in all of the other classes.
Thank you. Sounds pretty great.
And that is all that I have for tonight.
Thank you very much. Report from board members.
Nothing to report at this time. Thank you.
So I've been on the board for 3 years with Ms. Tabish and Ms. Sterling, and I am so overwhelmed tonight. I can't. Our administrators, you're all so fabulous. Drew, this website it's exactly where, we're with everybody else now, so very nice job. When we came on, we didn't have a website like that. It's everything that our students this year, the athletes tonight, what's available in summer school. I just can't get over it. It's just so well put together, and you can just see so much work all our administrators sitting here have done. Every single one of you. I got to go to the award ceremony and to see all those kids getting fabulous scholarships and to have gotten through the pandemic. I mean, everything is just really just started to calm down, last February, a couple months ago. And they're just, I'm so excited. I'm going to go to all 3 graduations. So Mr. Gray, I'll be there on Monday as well. I don't know. I don't know if everybody else agrees with me, but this has been the most rewarding and overwhelming. It's crazy compared to what we've been working with and where we've come in 3 years. I'm just so glad we did it. Really, really. So thank you to Ms. Tabish and Ms. Sterling. We've been together for 3 years now, and it's really been something. And And Mrs. Garza Gonzalez is just off the charts, in my opinion. I was so happy she came on board with us and has put up with everything, and we're flying. I just love it. Everything about it is great. So thank you to everybody and all your hard work, and I'll try to calm down. So I'm just so full of joy. That's how it is. It's just crazy. Thank you to everybody.
Thanks, Dan. Yeah, just real quick, it's super exciting time of the year with all the graduations. It's really, really good to see these students and how successful they're starting out and how great they're going to be. It's really neat, and it's good to see. Happy time of the year. Student reps, I just want to thank you too. You were really the only student reps that I got to work with in person, but I think you're both absolutely outstanding. And I want to thank you for taking the time, the commitment for coming down here to these sometimes not very exciting board meetings when you've got other things to do. So I want to thank you both for your commitment, and you're also both going to be extremely successful. Thank you. And I was also at the scholarship ceremony that Diane was talking about. And again, congratulations to the students, but I also want to say thank you to the community itself, North County clubs, nonprofits, businesses, individual trusts donated $250,000 to our seniors. That is amazing. So I want to thank the community for really putting the money where it needs to go and helping these excellent students continue. Thank you.
Yeah, a couple of days or nights ago, I attended the Seal by Literacy ceremony here, and it was amazing. I want to thank President Jones for coming out too. I actually ran into him in the Albertsons parking lot, and we spoke. And I'm like, "Hey man, you going tonight?" And he's like, "Well, yeah, I'll be there." So thank you for showing support. One of the really great things that I saw at the ceremony is not only did we recognize the kids who were reclassified, but also the kids who were reclassified with 3.5 and above. And my niece / goddaughter, and I love her to death. It gave her an extra pride. You know, she's like, yes, I reclassified and I did it with a really high GPA. So she was really, really happy, to just receive that recognition. So it was really great to see the number of students who reclassified. It was really great to see the number of students who are in the dual immersion program. And the amazing part was the ending when we saw the kids who are graduating with the Seal by Literacy, whether it was through ASL or Spanish, but there was just so many kids, and a lot of them, again, like Riley, they were my students. I used to coach them when they were 4th, 5th grade. I used to be their soccer coach, basketball coach, so seeing them up here with that award is amazing. And yeah, just really, really thankful for our admin who is doing such an amazing job. Thank you.
Okay, thank you to everybody for what was already said. That was just awesome. I have a couple of community-based things to kind of add in. Last Monday night, the Fallbrook Community Planning Group went ahead and brought up the issue of the pathway that goes in front of Stagecoach. Begins where our sidewalk ends and goes all the way to Rishi. They brought that up and they voted unanimously to move it forward. So it will go from our planning group on to the Department of Public Works at the county, and they have included the letter that our district office wrote in support of moving forward with this pathway to be put in. And hopefully as many community members as hear this are also going to put their little 2 cents in and kind of try to help moving that forward. A second community event that's going to be happening tomorrow is the county is holding a internet broadband workshop about the lack of broadband feasibility around the Fallbrook area, and that's going to be at the Fallbrook Public Library tomorrow night at 6 to 7 o'clock, and it's being put on by District 5, County of San Diego. So those are 2 things. But thank you to all the seniors and everybody else with their awards and things, and thank you two for your service. It's been awesome this year with you two. Thanks.
That was 6 o'clock tomorrow? 6 to 7, thank you. Okay, we now have another public hearing session. Okay, this is specifically for the sunshine negotiations for bargaining proposals. So at 6:41, I would like to call the public hearing to order at 6:41 PM for the sunshine bargaining proposals for the Fallbrook High School Teachers Association. Is there anybody here commenting on that? All right, then I'd like to go ahead and close this at also 6:41. Let the record show that no one addressed the board regarding this topic. I'm adjourning the public hearing at 6:41. Okay, agenda items will Superintendent and Human Resources, an information item.
Yes, so this is information, revised, new, and deleted board policies and administrative regulations and exhibits. As the board knows, the revised, new, and deleted board policies and administrative regulations are presented as an information item for a first reading and will return as an action item at the next board meeting.
Okay, any comment on that? All right, action item. The next item, number 2, is an action item. This is also revised, new, and deleted board policies.
Yes, so these policies, administrative regulations, and exhibits were presented at the last board meeting as information items. Ongoing reviews and updates are necessary. The review enables the district to ensure the policies, regulations, exhibits, and bylaws conform to state and federal law. The district compares its policies, regulations, exhibits, and bylaws with the California School Boards Association recommendations. The superintendent, I, recommend that the Board of Trustees approve in the second reading the revised, new, and deleted board policies and administrative regulations as presented.
I move that the board approve in the second reading the revised, new, and deleted board policies and administrative regulations as presented.
I second.
All right, moved by Tavish, second by Mr. Carlampio. Is there any questions or discussions? All right, call for the vote. Mr. Gallegos?
Aye.
Aye. Ms. Samath?
Aye.
Aye. Mr. Carlampio?
Aye.
Aye. I say aye. Ms. Sterling?
Aye.
Aye. Ms. Summers?
Aye.
Aye. Ms. Tavish?
Aye.
Aye. Passes 5-0. All right, number 3 is an action item. This is for resolution number 18-2122, authorizing student board representatives to make motions.
The Board of Trustees of a school district may adopt a resolution authorizing the student board representatives to make motions that may be acted upon by the governing board, except on matters dealing with employer-employee relations pursuant to Chapter 10.7 of Division 4 of Title I of the Government Code. After discussion at the previous board meeting, board members requested a resolution be placed on the agenda as an action item authorizing student board representatives to make motions on agenda items. There is no financial implication to this agenda item, no alignment to the LCAP. I recommend that the Board of Trustees approve resolution number 18-122, authorizing student board representatives to make motions on agenda items as presented.
I have a question. Would they be able to make a motion after this passes, if it passes, tonight?
Yes.
I move to approve the resolution 18-2122, authorizing student board representatives to make motions.
I second.
Okay, I've got a motion by Tavish, second by Sterling. Ms. Gonzalez, I'd like you to also just kind of clarify to us how the voting would go. I think you've got the ed code there. If I understand correctly, they can make a motion, but not a second. We would have to do that. And then following that, they are able to vote on it as before, but it's in a non-binding. Can you kind of go over that language for the record?
Yes, so California Education Code states, it's California Education Code 35012, that a pupil member of the governing board of a school district shall have preferential voting rights. Preferential voting means a formal expression of opinion that is recorded in the minutes and cast before official vote of the governing board of the school district. A preferential vote shall not serve in determining the final numerical outcome of a vote. No preferential vote shall be solicited on matters subject to closed session discussion. The governing board of the school district may adopt a resolution authorizing pupil members to make motions that may be acted upon by the governing board except on matters dealing with employer-employee relations pursuant to Chapter 10.7 of Division 4 of Title I of the Government Code. So a student board member may make a motion, they cannot second a motion, and they will continue to vote as before with a preferential vote.
Thank you. Any more discussion? All right. Mr. Gallegos, how do you vote?
Aye.
Aye. Ms. Amoth?
Aye.
Aye. Mr. Carlampio?
Aye.
Mr. Jones says aye. Ms. Sterling?
Aye.
Ms. Summers?
Aye.
Ms. Davish?
Aye.
Aye. Congratulations, Damon.
And I just want to add, because I know that our student board members may be wanting to make a motion now, that item number 4, the next item, is employee-employer relations. So a motion by a student board member cannot be made for that particular item.
Okay, I'm a little lost. Number 4, action item. Okay, this is really kind of the same thing we just had an open hearing on. Sunshine negotiations bargaining proposal for the Fallbrook Union High School Teachers Association.
I move that the board approve the sunshine and negotiating bargaining proposal for the 22-23 school year for Fallbrook High School Teachers Association. The acronym is FHSTA with the Fallbrook Union High School District as presented.
Second?
All right, Summers and Tavish, first and second. Do student representatives vote on this? Yes. Mr. Gallegos?
Aye.
Aye. Ms. Amoth?
Aye.
Mr. Carlampio?
Aye.
Mr. Jones, I say aye. Ms. Sterling?
Aye.
Ms. Summers?
Aye.
And Ms. Tavish?
Aye.
Okay. Number 5 is an action item. This would be for waiving graduation requirements regarding community service hours.
I have a question. Is this now or later? About the,
This is, she's going to explain in just a second. This is
Oh,
for
okay.
this current
Sorry.
school year, yes.
Yes, so Fallbrook Union High School District has a 40-hour community service graduation requirement as part of graduation. And only 52% of the students, only 48% of the students that have met academic graduation requirements at Fallbrook High School have met the community service requirement. Only 25% of students at Ivy High School have met the requirement, and only 32% of students eligible to graduate have met the requirement at Oasis. This year, the requirement for graduating seniors was only 25 hours because in the past year and a half, due to COVID, the Board of Trustees waived 5 hours of community service for each semester that the school was closed down. So for the class of 2022, I am asking that the Board of Trustees approve waiving the graduation requirement for community service for this year's seniors.
I move that the board approve waiving the graduation requirement for community service for the graduating class of 2022 as presented.
I second.
All right, moved by Mr. Gallegos, second by Mr. Carlampio. Any more discussion on this? I wish we were more successful with this, but I think we've had several years of this where it needed to be waived. So I think we'll have to try something a little bit different in the future. But really, we're just talking about this right now for this school year. So, okay. Call for the vote. Mr. Gallegos?
Aye.
Aye. Ms. Hamath?
Aye.
Mr. Carlampio?
Aye.
Aye. Mr. Jones says aye. Ms. Sterling?
Aye.
Ms. Summers?
Aye.
Aye. Ms. Tavish?
Aye.
All right. Number 6 is under business services. This is an action item to approve the finalized design build contract with the performance guarantee for solar with Baker Electric.
I move that the board approve the finalized design, build contract, service contract, and the performance guarantee for the solar voltaic project with the Baker Electric as presented.
I second. Is there anybody to answer questions?
Ms. Mefford is available.
Okay, I wanted to find out whether the position of the batteries were included in the Baker Electric bid, that they are going to be able to hook up easily to tie into the batteries?
The batteries are not included in this because we're looking at the Tesla battery program, but in speaking with Matt from Baker, they do have 2 batteries that are available that, yes, can hook up with the solar production. But that's a separate proposal because we didn't ask for the battery in here because we're trying to get the Tesla battery resiliency award first.
Yeah, I know that. What I'm asking is whether they have approved the site that Tesla is going to be putting their batteries at so that they will be able to tie their solar panels into the batteries that Tesla puts up.
Yes, he is aware of what batteries and that they do work with the solar panels that Baker has, yes.
And the positioning is okay because it seemed like it was far away from where the site was.
No, the last presentation that Matt gave, he did say that there is the battery component and it will work and the positioning is going to work.
Okay, thank you. Let's see. I think that's it. Thank you then.
Okay, I believe I have a first by Tavish and second by Sterling. Is that correct? Mr. Gallegos?
Aye.
Aye. Ms. Moth?
Aye.
Mr. Carlampio?
Aye.
Mr. Jones says aye. Ms. Sterling?
Aye.
Ms. Summers?
Aye.
Ms. Tavish?
Aye.
All right, thank you. 7 is an action item, approved purchase agreement and maintenance agreement with solar photovoltaic battery with Tesla Incorporated.
I move that the board approve the purchase agreement and maintenance agreement for solar voltaic project batteries with the Tesla Incorporated as presented.
I second.
All right, any questions or discussion?
Yeah, I had some questions. On the 36 hours of fully charged duration, does that mean that the entire school would be able to be powered for 36 hours when the batteries are full?
No, that's where we have to see which, like our main areas, what are our priority areas? Will it be the computers? Will it be the, the battery is not large enough to run the entire school. So once the battery is in place, then we have to decide which areas are going to be our high priority that would be backed up first.
So the fully charged duration is, that says 36 hours, that is not enough to power, would it be for the evacuation area then, or we haven't decided?
We have not decided that yet, but it's not the whole school, but we would then have to prioritize which areas are our number one priority that would be backed up first.
Okay, thank you.
Any other questions? Okay, Tavish and Sterling, so Mr. Gagos?
Aye.
Aye, Ms. Hamath?
Aye.
Aye. Ms. Carlumpio? Mr. Carlumpio?
Aye.
Mr. Jones says aye. Ms. Sterling?
Aye.
Ms. Summers?
Aye.
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 Ms. Tavish?
Aye.
All right, thank you. 8 is an action item designated of CBO to authorize individual to file and sign California's Self-Generation Incentive Program grant for solar photovoltaic battery project. I believe this gives you the right to sign these contracts. All right, any other questions or discussion? Can I have a motion and second?
I move that the board approve the designation of Brenda Meffert, CBO, as the authorized individual to file and sign California Self-Generation Incentive Program grant for the solar voltaic project as presented.
Okay, I'll second. All right, Mr. Gallegos?
Aye.
Aye, Ms. Hamath?
Aye.
Aye, Mr. Carlumpio?
Aye.
Aye, Mr. Jones says aye. Ms. Sterling?
Aye.
Aye, Ms. Summers?
Aye.
And Ms. Tavish?
Aye.
All right. Number 9 is an action item, resolution number 19-2122 for support of applications for eligibility determination and funding of school facility programs when the bond authority is exhausted. Can you explain this, Ilsa?
Actually, it's Ms. Mefford that will explain it.
Yes, back when we had Proposition 51, which was the facilities bond for the state, any district that wants to apply for that bond money is exhausted, but they're hoping that another school facilities bond will be coming up. And in order for any school district to be eligible for any of that funding, they have to have their board pass a resolution so that they can be eligible and be in line for that funding. And we had not done that. And so we want to make sure any money coming up, nothing prohibits us from being granted any public facilities money. So we want to have this resolution in place so that nothing stops us from getting in line.
Okay, I have a question. So what's the next step when the money runs out and there's a vote to the public? Who implements that? Who starts the proceedings on that new bond?
So actually, this is state money. It's not associated with our bond, so that we can apply for funding from the state, sometimes matching funds, for new infrastructure, for modernizations. We know that in the new governor's budget, there is money set aside because the state has actually already run out of that funding. But we need to be in line to make sure that we can receive any funding that the state is going to be releasing for school facilities.
I'm sorry, I think the word bond threw me. Yeah, okay, thank you.
So if I just understand, this is just a procedural thing, keeping us where we need to be so that we can have options in the future.
That is exactly correct.
All right, thank you.
I move that the board approve resolution number 19-2122 for support of application for eligibility determination and funding in the school facility program when bond authority is exhausted as presented.
I second that.
Okay, that was Tavish and Sterling, correct? Summers. All right. Mr. Gagos.
Aye.
Aye. Ms. Hamath.
Aye.
Aye. Mr. Carlampio.
Aye.
Aye. Mr. Jones says aye. Ms. Sterling.
Aye.
Ms. Summers. Aye. And Ms. Tavish.
Aye.
Aye. All right. Item 10 is an information item under educational services.
Misty, do you have a PowerPoint? Okay.
Good evening, Superintendent Eddie Jones, and, President Jones, Superintendent Garza Gonzalez, and members of the board. Sometimes my brain gets ahead of me a little bit. This grant is our A to G grant, and it's a really lovely grant. It offers us a lot of benefits. We have a lot of work currently in place to support our students. This was already an area of focus for us. We've been doing some work over the past few years with Arenda, and part of that work includes guidance alignment with our counselors. And so one of the data points that they look at is grades, A to G schedule, and how students are doing in that capacity. And then they make agreements about how they can look at that data and in a timely fashion make adjustments to support our students and make sure that they're on track. So that work was already in place, and this grant actually has been very helpful because it's taking a chunk of that work off of our general fund and our LCAP budget. We're using that A to G grant to supplement there. The A to G grant is also going to support us with AP and IB tests. We have had feedback from our parents for the past few years that they've really wanted for us to pay for AP and IB exams, but with all of our other priorities, it hasn't always risen to the forefront. So this is a nice opportunity through the A to G grant as well. Another area that the A to G grant focuses on is credit recovery. So when we're looking ahead at summer school for 2023, normally summer school has been part of our LCAP. This year we were able to use a lot of our ELO funds and our COVID relief funds. And next year, this means that our A to G grant can supplement our summer school program, make sure that it's extensive. We're providing support, providing the bilingual support, the tutors. In this past year, we've had some 7th period credit recovery classes. So this A to G grant opens the door for us to potentially continue some of those as well. So it's a really lovely grant. The goal is to make sure that we're providing access for our students, making sure that they have access to A to G classes, and that we're also looking at their success rate. One of the things that holds our students back is not necessarily their schedule, but their D and their F rate. And so as Ms. Garza Gonzalez said, summer school is a really excellent opportunity for those students who want to remediate those Ds to bring those grades up and then be A to G. Any questions?
Yes. So unfortunately, I noticed in the report that our A through G course or percentage dropped from 44 to 38%. Will summer school recovery classes help increase that if kids do go, or will that not count for this school year?
It will count. Summer school is really lovely because students who graduate from summer school actually count towards our graduation cohort, and those grades that we have in summer school count as well. The Fs that students are recuperating are automatically going to be there and support students if they can get a C or better. And then the nice part, like Ms. Garza Gonzalez said, is we do open now that. We did not used to open the opportunity to students to remediate a D, but we are opening that opportunity for students who want to remediate a D as well.
Okay. And do you see this being a pattern that's happened in other schools, which is the reason why they have a grant? Or do you think this is just, something that Fallbrook needs to address? I mean, obviously we do. But I'm just saying, is this a unique problem, or is this a problem that is, not a problem, obstacle, sorry, that is affecting other schools as well?
The grant exists because it has been a challenge in general. We're not the only school facing DNF rates that are holding students back. It does change school by school and demographics, even within our own school. For example, students who are not English learners or who are not students with disabilities 68% of them are in A to G classes and 48% have A to G grades. But when you start looking at some of those subgroups and those different demographics, sometimes that has an impact. A lot of other schools have done things like looking at their schedule, implementing schedules where students have additional opportunities within the school day to have credit recovery or to take additional classes, especially if they are in programs like English Learner Program or students with disabilities. It gives them the opportunity to take some additional courses. So it comes from two different sides, is the course access, because when we're trying to support students to be at grade level, sometimes that's an additional constraint on their schedule. So we're looking at that aspect of it, as well as the DNF rate. But we know that for us, the biggest impact is the DNF rate, and that's something that is county-wide, especially due to the pandemic, has been a significant problem.
That's what I was going to add, that the drop in the A through G as well as the DNF is heavily impacted by the past year and a half and the pandemic, and even colleges and universities have changed the criteria for accepting students because they're well aware of the struggles students face during that time.
Awesome. So, so one of the ways that the grants will be used would be through workshops that our counselors, admin could attend, and the grant will help pay for those workshops.
The grant is helping us to set up a system with Orenda where we have some data checkpoints and we are able to identify where students are at and then make adjustments in a really timely fashion to support our students. So we look at their schedule and their placement, and then halfway through the grading period, we pull all of the grades, we see where they're at, and if they have a D or an F, we look at that data, we look at it by subgroups and demographics as well. And so if we see that in 9th grade ELs, they're really struggling, we talk about what can we do specifically for our 9th grade EL students to support them. If it's 10th grade in general, we'll look at our 10th grade group, and it's really to set up a system for us to look at data continually and then use that data to really impact student success.
Thank you.
Any other questions? Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, item D is a consent agenda. All matters listed under the consent agenda are considered by the Board of Trustees to be routine and will be generally enacted in one action. There's usually no discussion on these items prior to the time of the Board of Trustees votes on the motion unless members of the boards request specific items to be discussed or deleted from the consent agenda. So this is an action item to approve that agenda.
I move that the board approve the consent agenda as presented.
I second.
Gallegos and Sterling. All right, Mr. Gallegos?
Aye.
Aye, Ms. Amath?
Aye.
Mr. Carlampia?
Aye.
Mr. Jones says aye. Ms. Sterling?
Aye.
Ms. Summers?
Aye.
Ms. Tavish?
Aye.
All right, thank you. And that brings us to organizational matters. This is the appropriate place in the agenda for members of the board to request the superintendent provide further information regarding items discussed at this meeting and a request that new items of business be placed on future agendas.
I have something, yes. I'm asking for a discussion item about retaining the community service in the near future, whenever it can be fit in. And I'm requesting that Ms. Kane be involved because I know that's really important to her. And just have a discussion about what we'll do in the future post-pandemic.
So tonight's action item was only waiving? I don't understand the request then.
There's been talk about not having it anymore at all. And I just think I would just like to have a discussion about the virtues of keeping it and because it's been an iffy situation for 3 years, and how much does it really matter to the community, and what's behind it. Let's just have a discussion about it, about retaining it and the purpose of retaining it and that sort of thing. Does that make sense?
We're not doing away with it. There's no action from the board or request from the board at this time.
Okay.
To do away with the community
Okay, well
service
then
requirement.
that's my misunderstanding then. Thank
Okay.
you for clarifying that. So starting next year, we're intending that it'll be
Yes.
a go.
Tonight was
Yeah.
only to waive the requirement for this year's
Just this year.
graduating seniors,
Okay.
because without the board's action, they could not receive a diploma.
Okay, I understand that. Okay, thank you.
I would like to request that we start our closed session at our next time at 3:30 instead of 4, so we have a little bit more time to work with some of our issues that we have coming up.
Noted.
Yep, thank you. Any other organizational matters? All right, date and time of our next meeting. The next meeting of the Board of Trustees will be held on Monday, June 13th, 2022, at 5:30 PM here at the Bob Burton Performing Arts Center, Fallbrook High School. There being no further business to come before the board, the regular board meeting for May 23rd, 2022 was adjourned at 7:12 by President Jones.
And
I'm
this
sorry,
is-
Superintendent Jones.
Mr. Monroe, I have the names I promised you.